friends, this is Mira and welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry for being MIA for so long. Real life got in the way and I was sort of on a reading slump for the last quarter of 2024. Anyways, I have read 104 books for 2024 and here are the best of those bunch. Let's go. My first favorite is Half of a Yellow Sun by Chimamanda Angozi Adichie. So this work is a historical fiction that takes place during the Biafran War in Nigeria. In this story, we follow a makeshift family as they try to survive the war. The best part of this book is the writing. Every word, every paragraph is very intentional with how the author wanted the plot to go and what feelings she wanted to convey to the readers. Also, plus points is the characterization. The characters are complex, flawed, and nuanced. Lastly, if you enjoy the found family trope, this is the book for you. Side note, I really enjoyed this book, and after finishing this, I found out Chimamanda's TED Talks on the internet and I watched them all. Also, of course, I added all of her books, her backlist on my TBR list. And as of this filming, I found out that she is releasing another book this 2025. So I'm so excited for that. The next book is Swimming in the Dark by Tomasz Jedrowski. This is another historical fiction that I discovered through Dua Lipa's book club. This is set in the early 1980s Poland during the violent decline of communism. We follow a passionate and tender story of first love between two young men who eventually found themselves on the opposite sides of the political divide. I've never heard of this book before reading this and I was so happy when I finished it. I'll definitely be reading more of Dua Lipa's picks because of this. Also, Half of a Yellow Sun, our first favorite, is also a book club pick of hers. The writing is tender, intimate, and full of empathy, and it sets the atmosphere of the book perfectly. If you like Call Me By Your Name, I highly suggest this. This is so much better, promise. Third book is Beloved by Toni Morrison. You still need a quick summary for this. I feel like I am so behind with this book, but for those who doesn't know, this is the story of Seti, a recently freed slave whose house is haunted by the ghost of her dead child's daughter named Beloved. Then a mysterious teenage girl arrived with the name Beloved, and all of Seti's secrets from the past threatened to explode in the present. The choice of using the paranormal route to expose the story is brilliant. There are a lot of books that tackle slavery, but because of this stylistic choice, Beloved really stands out. So if you're familiar with Toni Morrison, she is a master of exploring human emotions, and this shines through within this book. This book is heartbreaking and hard to read at times, but if you can get past those triggers, please give this a try. The next book is Heaven Official's Blessing by Motion Tong. This book series is my first foray into the Danmei genre and I fell in love. This is about an immortal god named Xiang who has ascended into heaven for the third time, and a young man named Sanlang who is always ready to lend a hand and seems to know a lot about Xiang's past. This 7-book series has everything: humor, adventure, friendship, fighting, heartache, many characters to root for, and the most amazing love story. Give this a shot, guys. If you're looking for your next fantasy read, please, I beg you, give this a shot. You'll enjoy it. The next book is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I know I am super late again, but I guess better late than never. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the plot, this is a dark academia book about a group of students. They are eccentric, selfish, and smart, but things go too far when their exploration of new ways of thinking and approaching life results to murder. I love this. This is my 2024 obsession aside from Heaven Official's Blessings. I love If We Were Villains by Emil Rio, so I had high hopes for this and it did not disappoint. The characters are smart, selfish, awful, and just condescending people. Their relationship with each other are convoluted and complex, and you can't believe anything that they say because they are all liars. I had a great time reading this. The atmosphere, and the aesthetic had me at its claws, and my Pinterest feed is never the same. I just bought a physical copy recently, and you bet that I'll read this ASAP and annotate the shit out of this. Also, if you're curious, my favorite from this group is Henry. He's crazy, but this masterpiece will never be the same without his craziness. The next one is A Little Luck by Claudia Pineiro. A Little Luck is an Argentinian novel about a woman who returns to Argentina after 20 years. We don't know the reason why she fled in the first place, but we are hinted that it's something so terrible that she had to leave her son behind. And now that she's back, she has to confront everything she left behind. This has the same writing style as Elena Knows, wherein the events are unfolded slowly through confession style. Claudia Pineiro is a master at knowing when to withhold information, when to reveal information, and how much to reveal at any given time. Finishing this felt like great exhalation after withholding my breath for a long while. All my pent-up emotions made me cry at the end. The last book is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. This amazing book is best experienced if you dive in without knowing anything. All we have is a man named Piranesi who is exploring this large house with infinite rooms and corridors and thousands of statues. But Piranesi is not alone. There's another man whom he called the Other, whom he helps in researching for the great knowledge. I don't know what to say. This book is famous for a reason. The execution is amazing, the writing is smooth, but it will take a while before it gets smooth. You'll definitely be confused at the beginning, and that is okay, that's part of the journey. But after that, this fantastic story will slowly unfold. Read this, guys. This is just under 300 pages. I don't want to give any more information, but Susanna Clarke is amazing. Piranesi is amazing. Please, read this. Now, I have chosen a few runner-ups for this year. I'll share with you a few prompts for each book so you can judge if you might be interested in picking them up. First runner-up is Notes on Execution by Danya Kukafka. The writing style is a mix of literary and thriller. Next is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is an enemies to lovers romance between a book editor and a literary agent. Sassy female lead and grumpy male lead. And great and witty banter as always. This is still my favorite Emily Henry. I only have Happy Place left. Yeah, I have read Funny Story just this week. It was good. I thought it will replace Book Lovers, but Book Lovers remains strong. Still my favorite. Next runner-up is A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. Historical fiction set in Kabul, Afghanistan under the Taliban rule. It shows the status of women under that regime, and main theme is friendship between two women, found family. Next are Alone with You in the Ether and 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. The things I love about these two books are the same, so I am lumping them together. Both are literary romances. The writing style is lyrical and also melancholic. The sexual tension is top tier. It's just amazing. Both deal with heavy topics such as past trauma, mental health, and violence. Next is Small Things Like This by Keegan. So it is a historical fiction about Magdalene laundries in Ireland. This is super short, just 128 pages, but very, very impactful. Another note, there is a movie adaptation starring Cillian Murphy. So if you have seen that floating on the internet, this is what it's based on. Next is Minor Details by Adania Shibli, another historical novel set in Palestine. It's about a journalist investigation of an unsolved murder in the 1940s. This is very heartbreaking, yet still very relevant, and I think is a must-read for everyone. Next is The White Nights by Fyodor Dostoyevsky. This is so short. If you're looking for a starting point on where to start with Dostoyevsky, this is a good place to test the waters if you like his writing. This is a story about loneliness and unrequited love. Lastly is The Membrane by Ta Wei. This is a Taiwanese science fiction wherein humans are now living under the ocean. This is a short and easy read with a mind-blowing plot twist at the end. And that's it for this list, guys. What are the best books that you've read for 2024? Please comment them down below. I want more books. Again, if you're still here, thank you for staying with me until the end. I really appreciate it. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.